Hi, I'm Irving, and I have no life, just like you. In Son of Batman, we were introduced to Damian Wayne, Bruce's son by Talia al Ghul.
Really ticks me off after all those lectures he gave me about using protection.
He probably did, but there's no protection against bat sperm. When the League of Shadows compound was overrun and destroyed, Talia took Damian to stay with his father. Ultimately, Damian wound up donning the Robin costume and battling bad guys alongside Batman and Nightwing. But he never really felt comfortable there. We saw that in Batman vs. Robin. In that one, Damian's discomfort and dislike of all Bruce's rules comes to a head and he gets drawn away by Talon, a false hero working for the Court of Owls. He comes to realize what Talon is and is reconciled with his father, but he still can't stay. He heads off to a monastery in the Himalayas to get his head together with Bruce's blessing. Meanwhile, in Gotham City...
In other news, Chucky Soul, a made man in the Black Mask Mob, was kidnapped at gunpoint by masked assailants earlier today. Suspicion is high that Soul was a victim of the recent turf war raging between the mob and a new rival gang composed of high-tech criminals known to have crossed paths with Batman.
This bad guy is getting the interrogation of his life from some badder guys, including Electrocutioner, Firefly, and several others we've seen on occasion.
I don't know if any weapon shipment touch. Master, tell us.
You can do better than that, Chucky. We ain't got all night.
Did I say interrogation? I meant torture. But we saw that furtive figure in the background there, so his day may soon improve.
Batman doesn't use guns.
Batman doesn't. But I do.
Batman seems really hot today for some reason. Must be the red hair.
That's no way to treat a lady.
Batman doesn't just appear. He makes an entrance.
I could have handled these C-listers on my own.
Dressing like a bat doesn't make you a hero. It just makes you a target. And using a gun makes you just like them. I want you out of here.
Batman always seems to think he's in charge, even if it's somebody he just met. Based on what I've seen so far, I'm gonna guess she'll tell him what to do with what he wants. I don't know who this guy is, but he has some nasty gadgets. That's the other problem with guns. They have to be reloaded. I wonder where it's taking her. Miss me, now you gotta... Oh, crap! Wherever it was taking her, she didn't want to go. Batman finishes bringing down Firefly.
They're working for someone new.
Who?
This is truly an honor, Batman. I've waited so very long for this moment, though the circumstances are less than ideal.
Do I know you?
Intimately, and not at all.
Hang on, what was that little flicker there? Fortunately, we can freeze frame. He saw himself. This is going to get interesting. They try to fight him, and Batwoman, that's her name, though we don't know it yet, gets the worst of it.
Onyx, now. Rest well, Batman.
From the water, she stares at the carnage in disbelief. Suddenly, out of the flames and smoke, she sees... the opening credits. Cut to the monastery where Damian has been trying to sort himself out. I can't help noticing his wallpaper is Wayne Manor.
It's not like he punches a time clock,
Adam West sorta did.
but I can assure you that the Gotham police force is more than capable of keeping this city safe, even without a masked hero to back us up.
You're a bad liar, Gordon.
While he heads off to return to Gotham, we see Nightwing doing his thing, fighting bad guys and hustling a girl.
So, are you on your way?
Yeah, babe. You can't believe the traffic.
Blockbuster!
Can't wait to see you. It's been weeks, Dick. I've almost forgotten what you feel like.
I'll remind you.
Priorities, Nightwing. Big ugly person now. Soft round one later. And do not get the two mixed up. As he finds a way to take care of that guy and gets ready to claim his reward, he's interrupted.
I'll beat the tower in 5. Babe, you have no idea how sorry I am, but...
But what about our
got a family emergency. Nightwing out.
Wait, this girl knows he's Nightwing? He just called himself that while talking to her. So if she knows his dual identity, what was all that nonsense about being stuck in traffic? Couldn't he just tell her he's fighting a villain and might be a little delayed? I think we have a bit of a goof here. Somebody report it to IMDb.
Well, your trip to the rainforest seems ill-timed, Mr. Wayne. With the World Tech Summit coming up...
It's not for another week, Miss Bannister. We're down here studying rare herbs that could prove revolutionary for medical research.
And earn millions for our pharmaceutical interests.
Wait, so he survived? Then is he in hiding while he recovers from injuries, or what? Or did the explosion blow him all the way to South America?
Because it's my company, and I can do whatever the bloody hell I want to.
You still have to answer to this board, Mr. Wayne. And frankly...
I think we're done here.
That makes more sense, as long as nobody notices that Bruce has suddenly started saying bloody hell.
If any of you have further concerns, bring them to Lucius. He's more than capable of handling things while I'm gone. Oh dear.
I'd watch those bloody L's, Governor.
Told you.
Don't want to be giving yourself away.
Master Dick, it's bad manners to sneak up on a person like that.
I can't blame Alfred. He's got to be exhausted just from worry.
Sneaking up on people is kind of what we do around here, Alfred. That's a joke.
We are not amused.
On weekends, Alfred sidelines as the Queen of England.
I'm not exactly in a festive mood either. How long's he been gone?
2 weeks, 1 day, 15 hours.
He says Bruce has never gone this long without contacting him somehow. The police know Batman has vanished, and so do the criminals. There's already been a sharp rise in incidents.
If Batman doesn't return soon...
I know. All bloody hell's gonna break loose. Even when you've disappeared, I can't get away from you.
Dick says things like this. He wants to be out of Bruce's shadow, have his own life, be his own person and his own type of hero, yada yada yada. But truthfully, I don't see him trying that hard. If he really wanted to do it right, he'd move to another city. He wouldn't let Batman have him on speed dial. And he sure wouldn't come running every time Bruce wanted him to babysit Damian. I wonder how bad he really wants to get away from Batman.
Oh, Mr. Fox, I think it's way past time we had...
Apologies, Miss Bannister. I have an important visitor who simply can't wait.
Lunch with my son Luke is more important than you will ever be, you blustering foghorn.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to cancel, Luke. Too much on my plate right here. Of course, if you'd finally accept Mr. Wayne's offer, we could do lunch every day.
Dad.
With your background in physics and math,
Dad.
You'd be an extraordinary asset.
Dad!
Lana. Lana. Lana!
What? I said no before I went into the service, and it's still no. Why? You're the one who told me to follow my own path.
Yes, but I never thought it would take you to Afghanistan.
Cut to a diner where somebody we don't know is, well, dining.
I thought your doctor told you to give that up.
Hello, Batwoman. Identity protection tip. Different hair color, different makeup. A goth look might be appropriate.
I've decided to live dangerously, like my daughter.
As I recall, I picked up the art of dangerous living from you, Colonel Kane. How are you, Dad?
I'm more concerned with how you are, Kate. I haven't seen you in weeks. I was hoping you'd met some nice girl.
There's something you don't see in an animated feature very often. These movies have very large stones in many ways. That's just one of them. The combination of a daughter who says, I'm gay, and a dad who says, yeah, so, is refreshing, and I'd love to see more of it just mainstream like this. No drawing a lot of attention to it, like I'm doing now. No commentary, it's just a fact, like that mesmerizing red hair.
I need your help on this one.
Your mother always thought you'd be an artist.
Elizabeth was the one with the real talent.
Who's Elizabeth? We're about to get a hint.
Katie, are you okay? Kate?
Huh?
The way Katie talked, I suspect Elizabeth was one of the people on the floor. Then lunch gets interrupted.
It seems reports of his death have been greatly exaggerated.
He expected what? Down at the docks, we see an illegal transaction taking place.
New guy thinks he can move in. I'm gonna show those punks who's top dog around here. Gotham's my bitch.
Which makes you mine, Bass.
You're supposed to be dead.
How ridiculous is it to tell someone who's obviously alive, you're supposed to be dead? What kind of response do you expect? Oh, I'm sorry, missed my cue. Zonk. He takes out the men around Black Mask, then gets ready to deal with Black Mask himself when more goons appear. He's gonna have a really good reason to wear that mask from now on.
Robin! Somebody kill this freaking kid!
Between the two of them, they stop the machine gun, then Robin knocks out the driver. There were two guys still in that truck. Batman and Robin just killed them. And that's not the end of it. We're gonna need a counter. And now it's time for the usual step-sibling bickering.
What?
I could have handled this alone.
If that's your best Batman, you're not gonna fool anyone, Grayson.
Maybe you'd like a megaphone to announce that?
Eventually, a cop comes along and arrests both of them for disturbing the peace. They hop in the Batmobile and head for the Batcave when Dick notices something.
We're being tailed.
She falls for the card trick and they confront her and ask her what she wants.
First, tell me why you're running around Gotham playing dress-up. I'm guessing Nightwing?
Busted.
Actually, I think he's more than capable of fooling most people. And you're certainly not gonna pass for Batman, short stack.
Who the hell are you?
Easy, Robin. Tell me what you want and why you've been following me.
I just had to make sure. You see, I was there the night Batman died.
She takes them to the place and tells them the story.
He threw me clear and saved my life. But before I could get back up here, it blew apart.
And we're just supposed to believe that.
Believe what you want.
I don't trust her.
Oh, but you did trust Talon.
Shut up.
I think Alfred has something back at the manor to treat that burn.
Who was it? Who were Tusk and Firefly working for?
I don't know. But when I find out, I'll drop a note in your lunchbox.
If you're serious about hunting them down, then we should work together.
Just because I wear this, doesn't mean I'm a part of your little cult.
You really have a way with women, Grayson.
They get in the car and head for home. Damien is clearly distressed, though he tries not to show it. He lashes out at Dick and says, "This is good for you. If Bruce is dead, you get to be Batman."
I've struggled for years to get out of Bruce's shadow, to build a life for myself as far away from his world as possible. And the last thing I want is to be wearing this damn thing.
By Damien's expression, I think he knows he crossed a line, and that he should not have done that.
I finally managed to locate Master Bruce's files on Batwoman.
If you two are quite finished arguing like brothers, here's some information. Ooh, can you imagine both of their reactions if you call them brothers? Because they kind of sort of are.
How come I never heard of her?
She's kept a rather low profile.
Not low enough for Batman, I'll bet.
Investigative report on Batwoman, aka Catherine Kane.
Katie?
You know her?
Have you gotten a good look at her? Of course he knows her.
Her father is Colonel Jacob Kane, military intelligence. On Catherine's 12th birthday, she and her twin sister Elizabeth were abducted, along with their mother Gabrielle, and held for ransom. Colonel Kane led a rescue mission that saved Kate's life, but in the attempt, both Gabrielle and Elizabeth were murdered.
I'm having trouble believing that the military would let him lead a rescue mission to save his own family. They don't do that. But the rest of the story rings true and explains a lot, including the flashbacks. This girl is a walking advertisement for PTSD.
She would follow in her father's footsteps enrolling at West Point, but ultimately expelled. Something broke inside Kate. 2 years later, Catherine emerged as Batwoman. She's impressive, but her methods make her a danger to this city and to herself. It's time for me to decide if I'm going to take her under my wing or take her down.
You have to love how he really thinks he's in charge of everyone, even people he doesn't know. Maybe she'd rather hook up with Nightwing. He's young, hunky, and single, though he's the wrong gender. Or maybe she prefers to be on her own. Is he saying she doesn't have a right to do that? Then again, Bruce is a walking advertisement for every mental disorder imaginable. So who knows what's going on inside that head?
I had to dig very deep, my dear. Reach out to contacts that even I find somewhat unsavory. But here he is, your mystery man. The Heretic. That's his accomplice, Onyx.
Heretic? What kind of name is that?
One that invokes disbelief. His accomplishments certainly do. In the last 10 months, he has quietly forged some dangerous alliances, as well as become a thorn in the side of Black Mask. He may have gathered half the criminals in Gotham under his command.
The only way to stop him is with a stake and a very large fire. For all his trail of bodies and destruction, nobody has a clue who he really is. He came out of nowhere, is infinitely dangerous, and has a serious mat-on for Batman.
With all due respect, Dad, that doesn't help much. I'm sorry. I just need to figure this out on my own. I'll see you back at the house.
Don't worry, Kate. I won't let you down again.
Whoa, this family needs serious therapy. They should have gotten it already, but obviously it wasn't enough. At Wayne Tech, Lucius is working late.
If you're gonna keep standing me up for dinner, Dad, you could at least call.
Oh, God. Luke, I'm sorry. I'm just swamped.
I think the secret is out.
It's not just the summit, is it?
Excuse me?
This has something to do with the fact that Batman's missing.
Batman?
Dad, you've been bringing me here since I was a kid. I've seen enough over the years to figure out that there's some connection between Wayne Enterprises and Batman.
Somehow I missed that in the last stockholders report.
Lucius is a worse liar than Commissioner Gordon.
In fact, if I was going to make an educated guess, I'd say you supply him with some of his tech.
No, he supplies all of his tech.
That's some theory.
Dad, I just